Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how easy it is to make your own wood star and even put some lights in it if you're so inclined, all with just a piece of scrap wood you might have hanging around. Let's get started. Alright guys, this star stands right at 15 inches high and about 16 inches side to side. It's actually two different stars. I've got a 1.5 inch width in the back, got some colored cellophane in the middle sandwiched with a 3/4 inch border star in the front. Now you can go with any thickness you want, but the material needs to be a 1 by 3/4 inch thick for these measurements to work. I'm going with a piece of scrap about 74 inches or so. I think I can get it done. It's 2 inches wide on this one, so let's get started. First thing you want to do is set your saw to the right 36 degrees. Alright guys, the first thing you want to do is start out by making the angled cut at the end of the board. Then you're going to slide the board over, measure and mark at 10 3/8 inch. Once the saw blade is lined up with that mark, go ahead and put a stop block on the fence and then cut 5 pieces at this length. Okay guys, after your 5 pieces are cut at 10 3/8 inch, here's what we're going to do. You can see we got our 36 degree in cuts. The next cut is going to be a 54 degree cut with your miter saw. So we measure over 5.5 inches from this corner, make a mark. 4 3/4 inches over from this corner, make a mark. And that should give you an 1/8 of an inch left for your saw blade. That was what the 10 3/8 inch included, was the width of saw blade. If yours is different, adjust accordingly. But that's what the next order of business is. I'm going to set up a stop block when my blade is lined up right here and create the next 10 pieces. Okay, this is how I got it set up. I got the stop block set up at 4 3/4 inches, so my blade lines up right with that 54 degree cut. That's the position it's in. I've got the saw blade at 54 degrees, ready to make my 10 pieces. Alright, I turned my 5 pieces into 10. I checked measurements and they're right on. 5.5 here, 4 3/4 here. So here's the next order of business. With each pair, you have to join the 36 degree ends together. So take one on, you'll have to turn it around. Glue and brad nail. I use 3/4 inch nails. Each pair where their 36 degree angles are connected together. Okay, once all your 36 degree angles are connected together, a long and a short end, position them so the 36 degree angles all point into the center of the star. So they're going to be roughly like this. The next step is to connect these pairs to each other. Now here's how this works. You got all 36 degree angles pointing into the star, but this is always going to be alternating up here. So you see you got your long piece and your short piece. Your short piece butts into the long piece all the time. So see, you got your short end butting into the long end. This is the long end, so you got to have the short end here with the 36 end, and it butts up against the long end. Now you got the long end here, so you got to have the short end. It butts up. We got the long end, so we got to have the short end. Make sure all 36 degrees are in. So that will butt up against the long one, and then this should slide right in place and butt up against the long one and look like that. So I'll start connecting pieces together one at a time, and we'll get this done. Here I'm swapping out the 3/4 inch nails for 1 1/4 inch. Alright guys, I am spreading out this tacky glue, craft glue, all over the edge, one edge of the star. You just pick an edge. I'm going to put some colored cellophane on, and I did the original star I did for my tree, I did in gold. You saw the star in this video is red, so I figured I will go with a blue one this time. So I got the glue all on one side. Just here's what I do. I got the blue cellophane, set it down, sticking. Put your star glue side down. Make sure the cellophane is going to be all over on the inside of the star. Stretch out your cellophane as best you can. Now what I would do after this, I'm going to show you how I cut the cellophane out, and then I would build, like the other one, a 3/4 inch, exactly the same, but 3/4 inch thick. And then once the cellophane is dried and cut, flip it over, glue and brad nail that 3/4 inch to the front, and then you'll have your star. I'll show you how I insert the lights too. So once this is dry, I'll come back and show you how it's cut out. All right, the glue has dried. I'm ready to cut the excess off. Get you a sharp utility knife. And I just go on the edge here and slowly cut along the outline. It's not a very good angle, but you can see that it cuts it pretty good. Let me rotate it this way. And you can see it comes off pretty easy. So I'll go ahead and do the rest of these and then wrap it up. Just a matter of taking your time, having your knife at an angle, and having a board underneath so you don't cut into your worktop, but that's how it looks on the back side. So again, another star of the same size, whatever thickness you want, would go on top. And that's how it's done. Now, I'll show you how I put the lights in. So to string the lights in the back, I use these little sticky cable clips, these clear clips, and I will stick them randomly all over the inside of the star, as you can see I have stuck on there, and then just weave the lights in a random fashion. I got these little fairy lights, battery pack on a timer, and just weave them all around, just any random direction, and then you'll be ready to go. These things just stick on the side like that. I did, off camera, make another 3/4 inch one so you can see. So once your lights are all strung, you got your clips in there, then you can put the front on and line it up and then shoot some, I'd put some glue and shoot some nails in there. One thing, you might want to stain the wood before you put the cellophane on. Stain or paint it, however you want to do it. But that's basically how it's done, guys. It's pretty easy to build these stars. Hope that helps. Catch you next time.